back. It's been a long time. It's great to be back. What has been going on in the industry? First off, what I mean by that is let's talk about the judging. I know it's been a topic of disarray for the last few weeks. The Masters Olympia, who personally, my boy Phil Klahar, you brought some smoke. I wasn't there. I couldn't clearly see the full detail, but from the live stream and the photos, you brought smoke. In regards to the point system and the judging, that's a hard pill to swallow. If I was in your shoes and even looking from the outside, that was a big swing. I believe you are up in the money from like 7, 8 points, and to come back to not winning the show, that's a big swing. Now, I'm not a judge, but I've been in the industry for over 20 years and I have a good eye from what I can see. And I'll be frankly honest, I shoot from the hip. Some shots from the angle of what they put up, maybe Dorian did look better in some poses enough to win the show. I don't think so. But like I said, I wasn't there. All I can say is keep your head up. Um, I'm not going to get into if there was a fix and all that stuff. All I can say is if I was a chef and I'm in the kitchen, my senses are pretty good. Something just didn't smell right. I'll leave it at that. Moving forward now, the Olympia. Whew, it's going to be hot, folks. It's going to be very interesting. I'll say it now. Like I said last year, 2024, I personally have Samson winning, repeat, just because of where he was before, prior to winning the 2024, and how we won and where he is now and going forward. Let's go over through my thought process. Now, before he won the Olympia 2024, he was working with Milos. Um, things were coming along. He was somewhat improving, but then everyone kept saying he needs to get drier. He's not dry enough. He's missing the mark. They parted ways. Uh, then Marlena, who I call the Lady Jedi, she came in. I'm sure she was giving feedback even when Milos was there because she sees him just more than Milos. So she has a good eye for the sport, and I know she had some input. She took over the reins, and it just was going up and up. And personally, the reason why I said he was going to win, you could see it in Samson that his demeanor had changed. He felt like something was lifted off his shoulders. He looked more in tune, more refreshed. I think revitalized is the word I'll use. Came out and he won 2024 Mr. Olympia as I predicted. As I said on the podcast, I won't say the name because it's irrelevant, but they know, the people know what I said. And I'll say it now, 2025, he'll repeat. And here's my reason for this part. Has he improved since 2024? 1000%. I think believing working with Merrick Help has helped. Um, just in a different environment, outside, um, more tuned in. Marlena has more of the reins locked in. They have a good tandem, a good system going. And let's talk about the guest posing. 6 weeks out, guest posing, you're looking like that. People kept saying, "Oh, he's downsized." It's a bodybuilding show. You're there to build a better body. You're not. It's not a who's the biggest bodybuilder. Those are back in the days. Times have changed. It's about bringing a better package, presenting with symmetry, lines, balance, and fullness. Has he obtained that so far? 1000%. You can see the lines when he posed. You compare from now till last year, it was 6 weeks out, tenfolds better. His waist tight, shrink wrap. It's more put together. And when he turned around, Don't tell me you didn't see the lines and the hams. So, like I said, and he was flat. People saying, well, you should be more fuller and tighter. It's guest posing. You bring your best when it's needed, and that's at the Olympia, and you will see when he brings his best how he looks. That's my point and take. 2025, and still Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda. Have it at that. Let's go over some other predictions um, or sleepers. Let's start with sleepers. I truly think Regan Grimes has the potential to be a force in the sport. I'm not saying he's not, but can be a household name. And why I say that, I've spoken to him many moons ago. Yes, he's got a child now. I think he's at the level where now that weight has lifted. He seems like he's in a happier place. And Britt, those two together, much better. Yes, people say, well, he's gone through so many coaches. At the end of the day, that's his choice. You find a formula that works for you, and you feel that if it's not working, you keep traveling. Now I think he's traveled to a point where he's with Dom Super Slice, if I'm not mistaken. He reached a destiny. Has he looked better? I predict top 10. He came with it eighth last time he was at the Olympia. He could be easily top five. And then you're saying, well, who is he going to beat out? It's a good question. Like I said, everybody looks good on their own until they stand beside somebody on the stage. Brandon has improved. I'd like to see him and Brandon together because if Brandon was fifth, I believe, I think Regan could give him a run for his money. Um, People say Brandon didn't have legs. Okay, his legs have improved now. You can see that. Um, Regan's legs have improved. I have them standing by side. So that'd be my dark horse, Regan Grimes. Andrew Jack, no one has seen photos of him, which is scary, but from the YouTube clips I've been watching, he's definitely grown. I don't believe he was training with Cycle this time around. He looks like he's in a better place. He looks fuller, looks dense, but like I said, you can look great in clothes by yourself, but it's when you get on stage, you stand beside somebody, right? Who else? Who hasn't been showing any photos? The Martin. I'm not going to call him a sleeper or a dark horse because he was fourth, so he's a force. The question is, his last two showings didn't really show the Martin, and from what I'm hearing on AJ Roberts' post, he's seeing some stuff where he's looking much better and complete. So it's going to be interesting seeing him on stage and how he looks. This Olympia, get your popcorn ready, folks, because as we say in the world, there's going to be some heartbreak going on. There's going to be some, whoa, wow, no way. Telling you now, this top 10 is going to be interesting. So look out. My top three, I have Samson repeating. Um, I have Hadi coming second. Um, I see Martin beating Derek. So I would say Martin third, Derek fourth. Fifth, I like Andrew. I think Andrew can be in the mix, but the only thing holding me back is his back shots. If his back can match his front, he can be top three. So he's somewhere in that mix, fifth or sixth. Then I say Regan. Um, I would like to see. But then people saying, I know what you're saying. I trust me. I know this work. Well, where do you put Nick Walker? He's a coin toss for me. He's a hit or miss. Could he win the Olympia? Anybody can win the Olympia. Do I have him winning the Olympia? No. And that's why I didn't say I really truly don't know. if I wasn't really thinking of with my heart and just out of reaction, third. But if I put thought into it, I really don't know where to put him because I think he's a great guy. His body structure is not appealing to me. So if it's not appealing to me, I can't really put a place for him in that lineup. But I'll make him my sleeper, meaning don't sleep on him because he could just upset. So that's my predictions for the Open. 212, rockabye, baby. It's over. Sean, you're my boy. Much respect. You've done a lot in the division, but it's Prodigy's time. He's just on a different level. He's just mic drop. He, he can win 3, 4 more titles if nothing goes wrong and stays in tune, health wise, and only he can beat himself. I just don't see Sean coming back to win the title. On that note, who's gonna shake things up? Is Nihal. I was in Dubai with him um, competing. We'll get to that. My results and what happened. It's not about me. It's about me being a journalist and my point of view. He looked phenomenal. He's going to be a force. From what I'm seeing in Dubai, was good, sharp, full. To what I'm seeing now, he's progressing like it's just wow. He's got some crazy genetics, great work ethic, and a superb coach in my mind. Patrick, I spoke to him, humble, down to earth, right partnership, right tandem to make some noise. So yes, I know what you probably said too. Well, what about Hadi Chupon? I didn't mention Hadi, just stepping back because I don't know if we're going to cross the border, what's going on. So that's why I didn't mention Hadi or stuff like that. Nexzilla, he just needs some work in the kitchen more to get his feet wet. I don't have him in the top 5, 7 to 10. He's somewhere there, but where I never put thought into it. He looked big in Dubai, but like I said, nothing to impress him with sharp lines or whatnot. That's my 212 classic. I'm not a big fan of. I mean, not classic men's physique. I apologize. Let's talk men's physique first. Men's physique. I like Ryan Terry, just for what he represents, who he's been for the past couple of years. Cool dude. Um, but if I had to pick who I would like to see win, straight up, Brandon. Um, I wasn't a fan of Brandon way back, but we chatted a few times, and he comes from a good place. He's just a humble person. I like what he represents. Um, his body, his structure. I think it's going to be a change for this Olympia. I think he can come back and do it. But I will say, I've heard of him before. I wasn't a big follower, but Bilal, bro, you are the Conor McGregor of the sport. Take it as a compliment. Just what you represent and the big deal. Kudos on the big deal you got with the sponsorship. I just like hearing him, and I think he can be a force. He could win too. It's gonna be a big race. So my top 3, I have Brandon, Terry, and Bilal. In the order, I would like to see Terry. I wouldn't mind if Bilal won. Cool. But if I had to pick out of the 3 who I want to win, I want Brandon. That's my pick. Sticking to it. Move on. Classic physique. Hmm. Personally, I have to say Summerfield. It's you're. I think he's just taking over. He's dominant. He's healthy. Can't see him losing. He looks like an open guy, but with perfect classic symmetry. And that's nothing to take away from his hard work. He's just on a different level with these guys right now. No one's coming close to him. Um, this show, Brandon, he'll be in the mix. I'm not really thinking about that, but who would like to see win? Terrence. Could he win? Most definitely. He's been second, so why couldn't he win? It's just he's bigger now, weight cap. So I want to see him and Mike side by side, and that's when we're going to see who gets exposed. So that's my take for the 2025 Olympia. I have Mike Summerfield winning. Who would like to see win is Terrence Duff, and that's my pick for classic physique. The other divisions I don't really mess with, doesn't really appeal to me. So back to my story. The Dubai Pro, what a great experience. There was a bigger purpose of why I chose Dubai. I will say one of the reasons was I always wanted to do that show because of what I've seen before, and I always wanted to go to Dubai. It was just on my bucket list, so it went hand in hand. Didn't do well, dead last, and it is what it is. I take it on my chest. I'm to blame. Things didn't work out. I'm not here to make excuses. Just didn't work out. Bottom line, I will say the next show I do, if things go align, my body's on point. I'm sitting at 215 pounds, feeling great. But the real win for me in Dubai was reverting to Islam. Alhamdulillah, the best thing I've ever done in my life. It was meant to be. It was the right timing, and I feel great. So the trip was a win. Some exciting news coming up. I can't really say too much now. Let's just say I can't wait to go back to Dubai. So, on that note, folks, that's my little return to the stage insight. Stay tuned. Coming back, just wanted to let you know I didn't forget about you. Thank you for all the support. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for new content, new videos. And remember, it's all about the mindset. Keep trucking, keep positive, each one teach one, and all praise to Allah. Allahu Akbar.